All right, we're on. So, welcome to the Indecent Exposure Show. I am your host, Tariq. I use the word host very loosely, but I don't have anything else really to describe what this is other than a piece of shit. So, I decided to make a podcast because I didn't have any meaning in my life and I really needed something to fill the void that's in my heart. So this is the first of many things. Because poetry ain't doing it for me. Ain't doing it for me, you know? Alright, enough of the fact stuff. So this is going to be a show where I just talk about things, general opinions, other topics that I find interesting, or topics that other people send to me that they want my opinion on. Very unlikely, I know, but I'll do it anyway. So, the first thing I wanted to talk about was Suicide Squad. So, I went to the movies a couple weeks ago. I saw Suicide Squad, Sausage Party, and Jason Bourne. So, I'm going to talk about Suicide Squad first, since it's all everybody's been talking about. So, Suicide Squad is actually a very good movie. This is a very good movie. I'm not gonna lie. Not a perfect movie. I don't believe any exist. Maybe except The Godfather Part 2, but that's in a class of its own. So Suicide Squad has a couple villains, mercenaries coming together under Amanda Waller, otherwise known as The Wall, played by Viola Davis. And she played Amanda Waller beautifully, I'm not gonna lie. Probably the best actor in that movie. So Suicide Squad gets all them together. A couple of them. There's Deadshot, Harley Quinn, Killer Croc, Captain Boomerang, Killer. Shit, I just said that. Rick Flag, Enchantress. Well, not really, but still, Enchantress. There's Harley Quinn, if I didn't say that already. And, well, Katana's in the movie. A couple of others. But oh yeah, El Diablo. He actually kind of grew on me as the movie kept going. Oh, I'm sorry. And the last guy, probably the most important guy for this movie, is Slipknot. Obviously, for anybody who's seen the movie, Slipknot was the breakout star of this movie. He really took my breath away with what he did in that movie and what he conveyed, and it was amazing to watch. It was really a privilege. So if you haven't seen the movie, go out and look out for Slipknot, because amazing performance, really. Emmy, Oscar fucking worthy performance. So the whole plot of the movie is they get together to face a threat, yada yada. Guy lies about it. They gotta come together. That was the basic plot of the movie. Nothing complicated, really. It was very straightforward, which I appreciated. Not that I'm stupid or anything, but people don't have to make certain plots too complicated for movies. Like, it's not that type of movie, and it treated itself just like it was that type of movie, so it's fine. It stayed what it is, if I'm not making much sense. It's like 1 a.m., so I'm kind of tired, but it was quiet, so I decided to record, so fuck it, you'll take it, you'll listen. So yeah, so I feel I liked it better than Batman vs. Superman for a couple of reasons, and reason number one was because the story was more coherent, it fit together better. I mean, I'll have to watch the Batman vs. Superman Ultimate Edition to see if all the scenes that they actually put into the movie help it connect a lot better, and I hope it does. So I just gotta watch out for that. But Suicide Squad right now, to me, was the movie I enjoyed more. It's honest, it's the movie I can watch more than once. Batman vs. Superman, can't really watch it more than once. I mean, so that's how it is. So that was it for Suicide Squad. It's not a bad movie. I'll probably go more in depth with it, and I do my DC Cinematic Universe and my Marvel Cinematic Universe, analysis. But that's for another time. Anyway, moving on. So the next movie I want to talk about is Sausage Party. And this movie was fucking hilarious because they're all food. So they make a lot of subtle jokes which work perfectly because it's all food. There's no race, I mean, there's gender, but it's not too obvious all the time. But they make a lot of sexual jokes, jokes about race, jokes about religion, jokes about culture, and so it was all hilarious. Don't get me wrong, wasn't funny laugh for everything, but that movie made me laugh most of the time, which made it worth it. Hearing Seth Rogen's laugh, that fucking movie. So it was worth it to me. They had a lot of voice actors that I like Craig Robinson, of course Seth Rogen, a whole bunch of the guys from This Is the End were pretty much in that movie. Also Paul Rudd. So it was laughs all around. It really was a funny movie. So that's also another one I can actually recommend, especially for the ending. The ending was hilarious. It had a lot of images that are never gonna come out of my head. Never thought I'd see these fucking images in my head ever. So definitely go watch it, or put it on Netflix, because a friend of mine told me that Seth Rogen movies generally come to Netflix quick. So see it there if you fucking got it, whatever, or use other ways. I won't get into it. And the third movie that I'll talk about is Jason Bourne. Jason Bourne was actually a very dope movie. Mind you, I've never seen any of the Jason Bourne movies with Matt Damon in it. Only the Bourne Legacy that I saw, but that one had Jeremy Renner, so I don't really count that towards the whole Bourne thing. But Jason Bourne was very well written, very, very, very well choreographed, and it's all around great movie. Honestly, whatever. The acting was good. I'm really fucking tired. Yeah, the acting was good. Story wasn't too complicated. I mean, it wasn't simple, but it wasn't overly complicated. I mean, it helped you come along. Like, it didn't leave you in the dust, basically. So that's another one that I can recommend to you, whoever you are listening to this. It's probably not that many of you out there. Anyway, so that's the movies, and I did a shit job of explaining them. Maybe this will get better as I do more episodes, but right now, this is all you're gonna get. So, I wanted to move on to some manga. So I wanted to start with One Piece, because One Piece has been fucking dope for a long time now. I mean, that Dressrosa arc went on forever, but it's looking like it's only gonna get bigger and better from here, so I don't really mind. So for those of you who read the manga, and for those of you who don't, we know that they're in Big Mom's territory right now. Like, they're basically doing this Sanji arc. I think this is the year of the Sanji. It's proclaimed by Oda. It's the year of the Sanji. So I'm guessing this arc is going to take the entire year before we actually get to Kaido and fucking get back to what's happening on Zhao. So right now, Luffy and Nami and Chopper and Brook, as well as some of the minks from Zhao, they actually are in Big Mom's territory on her main island, Whole Cake Island, and they're actually fighting some of her children, which is pretty dope, because they got a guy named Commander Cracker. And so, if you know your racial terms, you can understand why this was funny to me, because I'm very immature, and I'm black. So, yeah, it's kind of hilarious to me. But yeah, so that was dope. And it also, a couple chapters ago, it went into Sanji's backstory for the first time, because we never actually got a glimpse of Sanji's backstory. So I really appreciated that, and it was actually pretty sad. I mean, not sadder than Law's backstory or Robin's backstory, but it's still sad nonetheless, and it really makes me appreciate him more as a character. So there's that. So if you haven't been reading One Piece, then definitely try to catch up. Honestly, I mean, I know it's a big fucking task, but you owe it to yourself with something good. Now to something not as good. We're gonna go to Bleach. Fucking Bleach. I've been watching and reading Bleach, for years. Ever since like maybe 2006 when I was in fucking middle school. I've been watching Bleach since middle school. So I've always loved Bleach. Honestly, there was a time when I loved Bleach more than One Piece because I never got into One Piece before Bleach. So once Bleach started dying down, I actually got more into One Piece and I fucking got hooked. Now I love One Piece more than Bleach. I mean, it's kind of easy to, because One Piece has this whole huge world which we've barely seen half of it, honestly. And Bleach is more so a linear path. Like, it's more so not the world, it's more so just the characters in the fight. So I can understand this, because Kubo supposedly doesn't really care too much about a story. Like, a story to him is just an excuse for him to draw cool shit, which I honestly have no problem with. Except that fucking ending. So if you haven't been living under a rock for the last few weeks, then you know that Bleach ended a few weeks ago, and I had the displeasure of actually having to read that chapter and stay unfulfilled. It's like when a woman kind of gets you there, but doesn't quite do it. No, it. That's how I feel, honestly, because that chapter. But don't get me wrong, any type of ending is always better than no ending. Honestly, I don't know if Berserk is ever really gonna get an ending. Jesus. And I don't really know when Hunter x Hunter is ever gonna get its ending. Because I remember when I went on hiatus a few years ago, like I think it was chapter 351, and it didn't come back for like 2.5 years or so. And I was fucking crushed. So I'm glad we get any type of ending, honestly. But the way they did it, it really left a lot of questions unfulfilled, unanswered, whatever. They left me wanting more, and I know that there isn't any more. But I know Kubo have been having strained relations with his editorial staff, so I understand they rushed him, and so the ending was rushed, which I honestly don't think he had much of a problem with it at this point. I think he was just glad to be done. But I wanted more, because there's so many more questions that need to be answered. Like in the chapter right before the ending, we had the villain, the Quincy Kings. His spiritual pressure, some of his energy was active in Soul Society, and everybody acted like this was a big deal. This revelation came right after Rukia's promotion to captain, and so we get to see that, which I honestly thought was kind of dope. But still, back to the energy. So it goes, and everybody's just converging on it, acting like this is a big deal. And the next chapter, it just disappears. We don't know what happened to it. Really? Maybe I'm stupid. Maybe I didn't see something. I mean, if one of you saw something, please tell me. But shit, I didn't see anything. It just disappeared. One panel is there, the next it's not. But yeah, so we get to see what happened with Chad. He became a fighter, which I honestly think is fucking cheating. That's fucking OP. Like, what fucking human is going to be able to take on Chad? Like, this guy took on Cars. Fucking Cars, really. I mean, he wasn't taking on no Espada, but neither was Ichigo for most of the time. So, I mean, yeah. Yeah, so Chad, Uryu became a doctor. No fucking surprise there. And the main points is Ichigo and Orihime finally had a kid, and I really don't know where that came from. I know there was foreshadowing to it from years ago, years ago, so we know it was gonna happen. But he didn't even show any, he didn't know how show how it happened, why it happened exactly. I think it just happened to happen. Honestly, that's basically it. Like at least with Naruto and Hinata, which I love the pairing by the way, but still, Naruto really didn't show any interest until after the war. But for the in terms of how it happened, we got the movie Naruto the Last, which was about them basically. It was all about them. So that gave us some exposition on how their relationship started, and then in Boruto you got to see their husband and wife. They have two children, and so we get to see Naruto finally be Hokage and Hinata be his wife, take care of the children really. So we get to see that relationship continue and evolve. But Orihime and Ichigo, we didn't see none of that. We just basically we saw their kid. Kid was kind of dope. I'm not gonna lie, their design. Kubo always draws dope character designs, but we honestly didn't get to, see how it started, see none of it, and there were also a lot of characters missing, which kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Again, more unanswered questions. And also Rukia and Renji had a kid, if you didn't know that. And their kid was kind of dope. It kind of acted just like I thought she would. So yeah, I'm sorry. Ichigo had a son, Rukia had a daughter, basically. So they meet, and it shows that Ichigo's son is also a Soul Reaper, and of course Rukia's daughter is a Soul Reaper, and that's how it ends. Like a sequel bait, but we know there's not going to be another sequel, and if there is, it's not going to be done by Kubo, and if it's not done by Kubo, I'm not going to read it. That's basically how it is. I'm not going to read it. Like with Boruto, they managed to pique my interest by showing part of the ending in the first chapter, but it just goes on like they're reenacting Boruto the movie in manga form, which I really don't need. I really don't need that. So I'm waiting until they move on from that, and then I will start reading it again. Yeah, so Naruto fleshed it out way more. The ending was handled way better, and everything fit. Like it showed where everything went. And even then, we had the Naruto Gaiden Springtime of Youth thing. There was like 10 chapters of that. So that was Sarada's story, or Salad, whatever. So, Sasuke's daughter. So that was the ending of that. So that was handled much better than Bleach's ending. So in terms of the two endings, Naruto satisfied me way more. Because honestly, you can't really beat that whole shot of Naruto being Hokage, and we finally get to see that. There's nothing that beats that really, except maybe One Piece's ending, which is slated to come out in like the next 50 years. So I'll have to wait for that. Anyway, so that was the manga version. I'd also like to talk about Dragon Ball Super. I mean, not too much in depth, but basically we get to episode 56 was the latest episode. And so Goku, Vegeta, and Trunks finally went to the future where they fought with Black, or otherwise known as Black Goku, and we're finally starting to learn more about who Black is. And so I think in the next 2 episodes, they're supposed to actually reveal the secret. But at the end of the episode, we got Zamasu coming in, and for a while now, everybody thought that Zamasu was Black. So this kind of makes it interesting. Like, Super isn't Dragon Ball Z by any standard. And I mean, it doesn't have to be, but it's not Z. Because Z was, at least the English version, was far more serious, but I think that was due to the music. Like, Super, up until the early episode 30s, like the episode right after they finished, showing the two movies in episode form, was the tournament with Universe 6 versus Universe 7. This is where things started to pick up, and it got way more interesting because this is stuff I'd never seen before. And so the fight between Goku and Hit was dope. I enjoyed the altercation between Vegeta and Kaba. I can't really call that a fight for obvious reasons. So now the next one is the Future Trunks arc. We're in that, and I think it's gonna end soon. But still, it's been fucking amazing because at this point we're looking who's black. We don't know who black is, and so it brings up this little mystery which Dragon Ball Z never really had. Dragon Ball Z's plot, for the most part, was very linear, very easy to follow. Oh, Frieza's here, get the Dragon Balls, kill Frieza, kill Boo, kill Cell. Cell's gonna be here at this time, look for him, stop the androids, all that shit. So that's basically it. Very simple, no mystery involved. But for Super, it's going a new route. Feels completely like its own show, which I appreciate. Super is not perfect, but it is a good show. It's a show that I enjoy. So honestly, if you haven't gotten to Super yet, just skip the Battle of Gods and Resurrection of Frieza episodes and you'll be fine, honestly. But yeah, that's about it. I mean, I might I'll tell you, my friend wanted me to actually talk about my love life, so I'm gonna do that right now. So yeah, that was my love life. I hope you enjoyed that story. It's a beautiful story, honestly. I love it. I tell myself that story many times during the day. So yeah, that's my love life. And I hope you enjoyed. And that's about all the time I've got, because I really want to go to fucking sleep. Yeah, but hopefully there's more indecent exposure in next episode, because this one was actually pretty tame. I think I got to get out of my groove. And, so hopefully you enjoyed whatever this was, and, you like it, whatever. So until next episode, stay safe.